What's going on? We back, Goodfellas Sports TV. We back in the building. Appreciate everybody checking in one time for the one time we grinding. Much blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. Won't miss another video. Keep Thurman back running this yap again. Talking about Terrence Crawford. That's a small thing about the video, in my opinion, about the article. In my opinion, I'll link that article to the description. Basically saying again and rebutting and pretty much regurgitating what he said before and how Terrence Crawford is a non-factor in the division because he ain't done nothing. I'll briefly touch on that, but real quick. And also he said that that nobody really want to see Errol Spence and Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Everybody wants to see Keith Thurman Crawford or Keith Thurman Errol Spence. He really think he's still popping, but I'll get to that in a second. But about him keep talking about, dissing Terrence Crawford like he ain't nothing. Why don't you go ahead and fight Terrence Crawford next year then? You know what I'm saying? You trying to, he's just a coward, man. Real talk, man. Him and Sean Porter are the biggest cowards I've seen. I think he's a bigger coward than Sean Porter, to be honest. I mean, this dude legitimately basically retired for 2 years to avoid competition, because that's what it was, man. And they had shit about him doing with that arm. That shit was over-exaggerated, man. When they said, talk about the possibility of fighting Manny Pacquiao, that elbow didn't seem that hurt. I mean, 4 months, after it was like 3 or 4 months, forgive me if I'm wrong, after he fought Danny Garcia, he had stepped into the ring with Sean Porter, and he hadn't even had arm surgery yet. And then he goes on the Brandon Schaub show and podcast, whatever it is, through Showtime, and he said it's his shoulder when it was his elbow. He don't even know what he injured. He didn't talk about the hand injury. He didn't talk about the elbow injury. He said my shoulder was hurt. So what is it? Your elbow, your hand? Like I say, man, this dude a coward, bro. Wasn't nothing wrong with him that long, bro. I know he had some real trials and tribulations trying to come back with the elbow, and that's a scope, bro. That's to get bone spurs, and then he hurt his hand. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, this dude was over in Nepal sparring in the street with people. This dude was over there getting drunk, messing around with his wife and stuff, with his girlfriend, his wife to be and stuff of that nature, man. Wasn't no wrong with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman legitimately is the biggest coward in boxing, man. I think, a lot of people say AJ a big coward for ducking $50 million, but this dude legitimately retired to duck the competition, man. And that's what he's doing next year. He already told you next year that he says that he ain't fighting no unification bouts next year, but you shouldn't have an opinion, bro. You shouldn't even have a belt at this point. You haven't fought since March of 2017, bro. So you didn't fight all of March. You didn't fight all of fucking 2018. Why is this dude still holding the belt? I must ask, why is this guy still holding the belt? Keith Thurman should be stripped. He around here talking like he the Don Dada, like his opinion matter. You're not the number one welterweight, bro. You're not even rated no more. Nobody even ranking you, bro. We rank 10 other welterweights that's been active before we rank you. And you around here telling us about Terrence Crawford and dissing Terrence Crawford. But right now, Crawford will whoop your ass. And that's just a fact. Because that's why you tuning up next year. You ain't tuning up like 4 or 5 times next year to get back in the ring. You're fighting 2 times again next year. And then we lucky we get you in the ring twice. You know what I'm saying? It's the get back year. I'll be back in 2020. You're going to fight 2 times in 2019, injure yourself, and then don't come back to 2021 or 2022. You know what I'm saying, man? You around here trying to cast judgment like you the top dog. You ain't the top dog in the division no more, bruh. You got to work your way back up. Just because you got that weak-ass belt, don't nobody respect that weak belt. Because don't nobody respect you no more. So you can't go around here giving assessments and judging other fighters, man, because you lost that right when you chose to retire and duck out on the competition. You scared. Don't nobody care about Keith Thurman fighting nobody. They really don't. Ain't nobody asking Keith Thurman to get in the ring with Errol Spence no more. Ain't nobody asking ain't nobody asking Keith Thurman to get in the ring with Terrence Crawford no more. Nobody wants to see Keith Thurman and Sean Porter or Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia no more. What everybody wants is Keith Thurman belt. That's it. We want your fucking Super WBA belt out of your hands into one of the other champions' hands, or somebody that's going to fight the other champions or title holders in the division. No. That's what we want. We can care if you ever throw another punch in the ring. Ain't nobody going out to see you fight Josito Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about you fighting Josito. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Everybody probably hope Josito Lopez knock your ass out, even though we know that's probably not going to happen. But you gonna right here diss Terrence Crawford, but I ain't gonna fight him to 2020. Like, man, shut up then if you ain't gonna fight him right now. Shut up. Your opinion don't. We don't want to care. And then you ask him about Terrence Crawford. You ask him about Errol Spence. He want to get all sensitive, and he want to get all back. Like, man, the media members better grow up here, bro. Ain't no man gonna be checking me because he a coward. Ain't no coward checking me in general. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no DeBarge brother checking me. You a coward. You know, I'm look like a fruity pirate, bro. He a coward. That's what he is. I'd say you a coward then. Get in the ring with him. You got all these excuses. 2019, 2020. Man, this dude, man, just give up the belt, bro. Just go ahead and retire. Give up the belt. And nobody care about you getting in the ring with none of these dudes. People want your belt. And then, he goes on and says, oh, nobody really care about Crawford and Errol Spence. Everybody want to see me, versus Crawford or Keith Thurman versus Crawford or Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. No, we don't. We don't care about you no more. We want your belt. That's it. We want that title you holding. You really want that title stripped from you where you got to work your way back up and challenge the title holder for that belt again. That's what should happen. 2 years out the ring damn near, and he's still holding the belt. Tell me what's the justice in that? You know what I'm saying? He was right here talking about Mayweather and did the same thing and never made a 10% of what Mayweather made. It's hype. This dude ducking out the car. And they gonna talk about, oh, nobody want it. Man, please, man. I'll take Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford in a heartbeat over any Keith Thurman fight, any Sean Porter fight. Any fight in boxing, I'll take that fight over. Ain't nobody concerned about you no more, bro. Nobody concerned about you. Stop knocking people out. So it ain't like you gonna knock one of them out. You ain't knocked nobody out in a long ass time, bro. You know what I'm saying? You went life and death with Sean Porter, bro. Like life and death. We had a close fight with Danny Garcia. Errol Spence destroyed Sean Porter. Errol Spence probably destroyed Danny Garcia. So ain't nobody checking for you, bro. Ain't nobody checking for you, man. The fight we want to see is Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. We don't care about no Keith Thurman, bro. You been whacked. You know what I'm saying? You been ducking. You been hiding. You been under a rock. You went over to another country and played with some punani and fell in love. That just tells you how weak he is, bro. And she probably gonna end up going over here as soon as he retire. Have his kid, finesse amount of money. He gonna be a broke retired boxer, bro. He's a lame, bro. He's a mark. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. Real talk, man. You out here telling us what we want to see. Nah, man. You out of touch, man. You from Florida, bro. You can't even sell out in Florida. They don't even respect you in Florida like that. As a Florida athlete. You know what I'm saying? And he riding around Ricky White saying, I'm with the champ. No, you with the chump, Winky. He with the chump. He a chump. This dude basically retired to avoid Errol Spence. When Errol Spence's name was brought up when he was 15-0, Keith Thurman was shaking and trembling. When they did a press conference, somebody asked him about Errol Spence. He got in his feelings again. Started crying. Started trying to be Billy Badass against small little fucking reporters. He didn't keep that same energy when Earl was right there with him. He didn't keep that same energy when Earl said he was scared. But you want to pull that shit because reporters asking the questions that people want to hear. Why are you scared of Errol Spence? That's the question. They can just ask it straight like that. Why did you retire to avoid Errol Spence? Why is you talking about Terrence Crawford if you ain't willing to fight him next? Since he ain't mean nothing. So basically he a glorified tune-up. Well, fight the glorified tune-up. We don't want to see you don't fight for 2 years, then come back versus Zita Lopez. You should jump right back in there with Terrence Crawford. Since he ain't shit. Since he ain't a real welterweight. That's what be killing me, dog. These dudes don't be believing what they be saying. Especially Keith Thurman. He don't believe what he was saying. He wouldn't get in there with Terrence Crawford. I'm telling you, 2020 he ain't getting in there with nobody but Sean Porter. Then he gonna take another year off. That's if he come back in 2020. I'm waiting for him to get injured right now. This dude who missed 2 years off tomorrow, I'm aiming to fight 2 times next year. Like, nigga, what? Like, dude, you should be fighting 4 or 5 times next year. Oh, maybe 3 times. Like, dude, you ain't fighting 3 times next year. This dude took two years off, bruh. And then he ain't fought more than twice in a year since 2015. So you think he'd be trying to get 3 or 4 fights in next year, man? I mean, 4 or 5 fights in next year. You think he'd be trying to get 4 or 5? He talking about, oh yeah, maybe 2 fights, maybe 3. I'm like, man, you's a coward, man. Like, just go ahead and just let it go, man. Real talk. Go ahead and just let the titles go, man. Let the title go. Go ahead and just get out of boxing. Go open you a Starbucks up down in Florida. Go offer, I don't know what to open up, a buying fry place, fish and chicken, buying fry plates. Like, dude, man, this dude don't want to fight no more. This dude is 30 years old with less than 30 fights. This dude don't want to fight no more. You know what I'm saying? This dude want to pass judgment on fighters. Like, you're not even in a position to assess fighters. You're not an OG in this game. Don't nobody respect Keith Thurman. You's a coward. You everything was wrong with boxing, bro. And some. You the biggest coward in boxing. The reason people don't acknowledge you the biggest coward in boxing is because AJ is literally one of the biggest cowards in boxing. I mean, as far as physical. He dug $50 million, but you retired. You retired not to fight guys, bro. You retired not to fight guys. Hoping, crossing your fingers, somebody will beat Errol Spence. Hoping, crossing your fingers, that they'll take each other out and ain't nothing move. The division still is where it at when you fought Danny Garcia. Shit, go back to 2016, it's still where it's at, other than Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford getting the title. You ain't gonna do shit but unify with Sean Porter in 2020. Sean Porter, another coward, gonna sit out and wait for Keith Thurman. Man, they both little fucking marks, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Keith Thurman the punk, man. But y'all know what it is, man. I'll link that article in the description. Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure to check us out on Facebook, on Twitter. Also, you can reach out to me in the email, or you can DM me on Facebook and Twitter. Also, we got a Facebook group as well, so don't forget about that. And, you can reach out and make a donation if you would like. That link's in the description as well. Appreciate it, man. Holding it down. Article link in the description on the article or source link. Always source my articles for all my stories. At least I try. My majority get it done, though. But y'all know what the business is, man. Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one-time boy, CJ Goodfella. We go.